Unstuckers, welcome to the Unstuck Institute podcast. I'm Josh, as joined always by my co-host Cel. Say what's up, Cel.
Hola, Josh.
Welcome to the Casual Friday episode of the podcast of the week, where we have a mini mastermind to go over our businesses, our goals, and keep the ball rolling on our own shit. This week on the podcast on Wednesday, we talked about Be a Free Range Human, a book that Cel read. We went into the Unstuck library. And that book has been added to my list. So, spoiler alert, it's good, apparently, according to Cel. And so I'm going to read it too. It sounds really cool. So, if you missed that episode, go back and check that out. But here on Casual Friday, let's get to the pleasantries, Cel. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. If
Yeah.
you guys are not up to date on world news, it is flooded in Western Germany and it's kind of a shit show. But other than that, I'm great. What about you?
I mean, you look like you're staying dry, so that's good.
Yeah, definitely. We're on the third
Um,
floor. We're fine.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
For now. I mean,
for
global
now.
warming will get worse.
Yeah.
um, I'm okay. My city's not flooded, but I do have bad news. You may notice there's like a difference in angle on my camera right now. I might be
Oh
sitting a
no.
little lower.
Oh no.
I done popped my bouncy ball. I know.
Were you
I
bouncing too
know.
hard?
No, I didn't do anything. I was sitting on it for some Zoom meeting or something earlier this week. Went and got lunch in the other room, came back, sat down, and instantly started deflating. And I thought just like the little plug, had fallen out. But I looked
Yeah.
at it, it was fully in. So I was like, okay. And I sat back down and continued to deflate. So then I rolled it around until I found where the air was coming out, and there's just a little gash. I was like, oh, I think because it's a rolly ball on a rolly wheel chair frame kind of thing. I think that chair frame had a sharp edge to it or something, and kind of worked its way in eventually.
Dude.
So I'm kind of currently deciding whether I'm going to replace it with a bouncy ball or not at this point.
Damn.
There's three options. There's just bouncy ball. There's bouncy ball into the existing frame I have again, or there's normal freaking chair. So I don't know. I'm gonna see how I sit in this regular like kitchen chair I'm sitting on right now, and see how that feels, and then I'll go about the replacement. But that's been
Wow.
my week.
Damn, dude.
So just take a moment to mark the passing of my bouncy ball. I cannot bounce with you this week.
I'll play some sad New Orleans music for this
Thank you.
occasion.
I
Yeah,
appreciate
most
it.
definitely.
Yeah, I expect nothing less.
Yep.
So very good. All right. Well, enough with pleasantries, Chell. Did you get your shit done, or am I donating $50 of your money to the National Riffle Association?
Dude, fuck yeah, I did. So
Oh,
Google form questions done, and I've started getting some feedback, which is also really great.
that's awesome.
Sprinkle in some personality to LinkedIn. Did done. Actually, I've had 72 profile visits. I don't know if that's related or
Ooh.
not, but
Ooh.
cool.
Very cool.
And then lastly, brain dump for email content. So that was like basically like scenarios that I needed to put together, things that would like foster connection, foster just like foster connection with like people who are on my email list, in addition to myth busting. I came up with like 50 different things to myth bust and 10 different scenarios. So
Ooh, everyone loves myth busting.
yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
What about
good.
you? Do I get to donate money?
No,
Oh.
no. I had the single task, but the very long task of making an SEO checklist, SEO/digital marketing. I'm realizing it's a whole digital marketing thing. Anyway, and it took forever, and it was grueling, but I done did it, which means suck it, Nazis. You don't get my money.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. We'll get more into that in a bit. But let's get to your 10-minute check-in first. Let me set a timer. You would think by now I'd know to like set the timer before we start recording, but absolutely not. Why would I do that? That's ridiculous.
If it's any consolation, only the people on YouTube suffer.
That's true. Yeah. If you listen to the podcast, it's edited out. If you're watching on YouTube, Sorry. um, okay, but I'm ready now, so don't you worry, YouTube.
Excellent.
10 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock. Go.
Okay, so updates with the email content. That was actually a lot easier to write out scenarios than I thought it would be. Um, Essentially, it's what are they moving away from and what are they moving towards, which I thought was a really interesting concept. During the mastermind that I go to on Tuesday nights, my time, Tuesday during regular business hours for people in the States, uh, she had a video specialist, like a video dude who, like, whatever, a video specialist on, and he was basically like saying that like lighting is really important and like where you have your face in the video frame is really important to like frame yourself. I kind of know most of that, to be completely honest. I feel like I'm just like a very like artsy visual person in that sense. So like that was,
You're so artsy.
thanks. That was like
Thanks.
that was stuff I knew, but what he said is move away from, move towards. That like really helped it click. So like people want to move away from eating at Subway, rolling through the drive-through, and move towards being able to look in their fridge and knowing exactly what to make without having to follow a recipe. So
Mm-hmm.
keeping that in mind was really helpful. And then another thing that my business coach says is you can do this so that, because, so like filling in those blanks between, so that you can have more time with family because your time with family is more valuable, or something is like that. So working that and like weaving that into the scenarios was really important. And like if you guys are doing this in business as well, like that's key. Like not only the so that because, but also like weaving from where they were to where they want to be, imperative. And that was really helpful in helping to figure all of that out. So that was good this week, guys. That was fantastic. It took a
Excellent.
while, but I think it was well worth the time. Um, since then, and also kind of in response to like everything SEO you've been talking about over the last couple of months and like what you've discovered, I am going
Mm-hmm.
back to all 30 plus blogs I have on my website and revamping all of them. I'm taking away the
Ooh.
ones, like I've put all of the ones that are like not really what I'm doing anymore, um,
Mm-hmm.
into draft mode so no one can see them. And I'm literally going back. Like every blog I've ever written, I'm adding shit to it. I'm adding sexy pictures because that's what people like. I'm adding at
Mm-hmm.
least 3 other blog links within that blog, and then also links to other pages on my site as per your recommendation. Is
I
there
think
anything else
it's
I'm
worth.
missing?
I think it's worth noting that by sexy pictures you mean.
Food pictures.
Very good. Very good. I just didn't want anyone to get the wrong idea.
Sexy food
I'm
pictures.
putting sexy pictures on my blog because people like those.
Oh god, sexy food pictures.
Sexy food pictures.
Is there anything
Um,
else I missed?
no, I think that's good. Especially those links really help.
How imperative
Internal.
is like filling out the SEO portion on like the back end for Squarespace?
Very.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because if somebody searches the keywords that is your blog article, but not necessarily your website, um, they will see that little paragraph about what this page is about, and that's worth enticing them to click.
Got it.
And one thing I just learned this week is making sure that that space is enticing someone to click, not just the first two sentences,
Yeah,
dot dot dot. Like for me, for just my main page, I just changed it this week to "We'll solve your tech woes. Call us number." So the
nice.
number's in there. You don't even have to click to see the number. And then, voted top 5 in Albuquerque, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
and that's it. So it's like what we do, how to contact us, and authority building. Boom, boom, boom.
love that.
Which you're gonna do less of that on the blog,
Yeah,
but still that same kind of rules apply.
love that.
Um, the other thing I would look at, do you have Google
Yeah,
Analytics
I
set
do.
up already?
Yeah.
Cool. So I would look at which blogs are performing well
Okay.
and which are not in terms of clicks and traffic. you might want to call out the ones that aren't even performing well, even if it's what you do.
Yeah.
You could revamp it and see if it performs well, or you could just like cut it,
Okay.
because Google likes the merrier on the things that
Yeah.
build traffic. So just like call out the stuff that doesn't work, and also it'll tell you whatever is working, like do more of that.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. That's very helpful. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um, there's another thing I was working on this week, and now I don't remember.
Intermission
Oh,
from Chel's 10-minute breakout.
no, it's all good. So
Okay.
I had people sign up for a beta course, and I didn't charge because I couldn't get people to charge, um, or I couldn't get people to pay. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So I had
Yeah.
5 or 6 people sign up for this beta course,
Hmm.
and I've gotten some amazing feedback thus far. A couple of people have been engaging in the Facebook group itself. One person came to open office hours, and I got some really good feedback from her today. We
Hmm.
basically just chatted for like 10 minutes. She's super nice. And like I've talked to all of these people on Instagram before, but it's
Yeah.
just different, like getting feedback from them. So I think going a little bit more into depth about the different ways you can use those skills is really important. She really loved that the videos were short, but when the videos
Hmm.
are short, I can't show them every protein, I can't show them every grain, I can't show them every vegetable, and that's what's lacking. But I can do like 1 or 2 minute, like super quick, like chop together videos of the exact same process, not me talking, but just showing and like them going through the exact same process so they can see it happen without having to like explain it again. And just, you know what I mean? Like seeing my hands, more of like a binging with Babish style rather than like my face. So
Hmm.
I think that can be really cool. And I'm probably going to do
That's a
that.
great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be-
So they watch the main video, get the information, and they're like, okay, but I want to know about this with bell peppers. And you go, here's this with bell peppers in two
exactly.
minutes.
Yeah. So I think
Cool.
that'll be perfect. Um,
Sounds like a lot of work, but it sounds like it'll be very valuable to
I
them.
think I'm going to call it bonus material.
Yeah, totally.
Fuck yeah. I haven't gotten any feedback on price yet. That's the last part of the Google questions that I put together. So I'll have some
Hmm.
more feedback on that hopefully by next week, once
Sweet.
they've gone through it completely. And that was like the biggest thing that feedback wise that I got. Oh, and then people not coming to the chef open office hours. I think the way to mitigate that and like really encourage people to come is be like, hey, the first 15 minutes is going to be an exclusive training. So like if you can come for the first 15 minutes and then ditch the rest of the hour, fine. Or maybe even 10 minutes. I feel like people want things very, very quickly. Like if you can come
Hmm.
for the first 10 minutes, you can have this exclusive training. Um,
Yeah, so like first 10 minutes, we're going over this,
exactly.
and then the rest is questions.
Yes.
And if you need to bounce, you can bounce.
Just so that I can foster community because I really want these moms to come together and see that they're not on their own here,
Right,
you know?
right.
And I think that that's really important. One more thing is maybe checking in with them in the beginning of the week when we first start. So getting an idea of like what they want to take away from this and ensuring that they're getting it during those trainings. Cause I mean, the trainings can really be anything, but I really want to base it off of their needs. So if they have specific needs, like I want to address those initially. So I think hopping on a quick
Hmm.
15-minute call with them because I really miss that engagement with them. And that's the part that I really like. And I don't mind taking 15 minutes out of my day if there's, I don't know, like 10 people in the class, you know?
Right.
So maybe just like a quick, maybe even 10 minutes. I feel like 15 minutes is really aggressive for people. You know what I mean? Like a quick 10-minute conversation, just like hopping on the phone and being like, hey, like what are your needs? Let's address these now. And then over the next 2 weeks, I will create trainings specifically for this so that you can come to these like quick 10-minute trainings. I think I like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard to scale later, but you can worry about that later.
Hmm.
Right now, you'll learn a lot from those,
Yeah.
and these people will hopefully you'll turn some of them into super fans because they feel like they got so much value and they'll tell people about it.
Yeah.
So
And I think
it's a
that
great
that's
way to
what I'm
start out.
doing with these people who are in the beta course right now. Like
Hmm.
they've already been
Totally.
fans already, but like now seeing me and like my personality in the videos with it too, I think that just helps next level
Yeah,
it.
and really working with you as opposed to just kind of fly on the wall seeing your Instagram and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really good feedback from them. Again, it is more work, but I think that'll be good. So now I'm starting to kind of drip the information of a launch in middle of August, because that's when people are getting back to school, and like really changing their mindset and their frame of mind there, I think is going to be important. Showing up in quick posts on stories, because I've noticed that longer posts don't do well. Like if they're um, multi-minute long story posts, people aren't fucking watching them. I did one yesterday. It was uh, like 7 15-second things. No one fucking watched it. It was like 20 people. So I think doing
Right.
shorter ones and trying to get the message out quickly can be really more impactful than trying to do it
Yep.
like in those longer stories.
Totally.
Thank you, Zelda.
Totally. Zelda says you're welcome.
Yeah, I think those are the major things that I worked on this week. And yeah, any feedback?
And yeah, I have a thought that just popped into my mind from things I've been looking at for my own thing. Is I wonder if when you're ready to sell again, once you're done with this beta program, I wonder if you should or would benefit from um, having like a free preview course.
Okay.
So like build an like a duplicate page of the course,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, and pull out everything from lesson I don't know exactly how it's organized, but let's say you have like 10 lessons, pull out everything from lesson 2 through 10,
Mm-hmm.
just gray it out.
Yeah.
Like they can't watch the video, they can't see the information, but they can see the title and
Yeah.
the module kind of a thing, right? And they can go through module 1 completely
Yeah.
for free. Um, because that more than anything, I think would really entice people to know whether or not they are a fit to self-identify.
Yeah.
Because I think what blocks people on this is not knowing exactly how it's set up, like what are all the modules, like, and even if you say it over and over again, like actually getting them to be able to log into it
Yeah.
and see it laid out would be like, oh, and then take lesson 1 and be like, oh, this is good, I need more of this,
Yeah.
or this is not for me.
Yeah.
But I've been through a couple of funnels myself as a customer in the last few weeks with all the SEO training I've been through, and that was one thing that kind of came up that I thought was very valuable. And I noticed like it wasn't for a course, but was for like a cheat sheet, and it had like the first section all there, but the rest of it was blacked out. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, look how well this is organized. Look how much more value just this section has than I thought it would have.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm buying this cheat sheet, you know? And so you can kind of, it's like your chance to knock their socks off in a way.
That is a good idea.
Yeah. Keep that in the back of your head.
There's one more note that came to me the other day as I was falling asleep, which is why it's written in my notes, and it's on my, oh shit, I gotta do this thing.
Uh-huh.
A knife skills mini course. So a lot of people the other
Yes.
day, I did like a poll on Instagram stories, and a lot of people, it was like 20 people were like, yeah, no, my knife skills are shit. So I'm gonna do a knife skills mini course, and depending on how long it is, sell it for anywhere between like $15 to $30.
I think that's great.
And
Yeah.
it'll go through everything from proteins to veggies to uh, proteins and veggies. You don't cut grains, proteins and
Yeah.
veggies.
Yeah. I like it.
And like maybe how to whack what's it called? A butternut squash in half without killing your fingers.
Yeah. In terms of just minimal viable, would you consider doing a live training first so that you don't have to spend hours editing videos and setting up a thing, and you can also get feedback for how people are liking it?
Ooh.
And then if you get a bunch of interest, you're like, yep, I'm doing this. Then you record the
So charge for
video.
it? You're saying charge for a live?
Oh, yeah, charge for a live training.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Make it cheaper just to get, because you'll get value out of the feedback. You know,
Yeah.
maybe make it 10, $15, but
Yeah.
um, but charge for a live training and get all the feedback you're getting out of beta right now
Yeah.
with that, you know.
All right, cool. I like that idea.
Is knife skills in your other course?
No. It was in my big 3-month course, but I've hacked that up to shit at this point.
Yeah. The nice thing about doing this too as a separate thing is later anyone who didn't take your knife course who's considering your course, you can be like, I also have this knife course which is normally $30, but it's thrown in free for you.
Yeah.
In this as a bonus, right?
Yeah.
So you're building material to throw at bonuses. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's all I got. And then I'll talk goals in a minute, and
Okay.
I got my thing set up for you. So are you ready? 10 minutes,
I, I'm ready.
2 seconds on the
Great.
clock.
Okay.
Go.
I'm going. All right. A lot of things have happened. Okay. So the checklist. Man, I had so many cheat sheets and websites. Like I opened a million tabs at one point. Like so many, the tabs were like too small to click on. It was really hard to click on them. And then I went through them and put and organized them into bookmarks and all this stuff. I went through all this stuff and made a giant checklist of everything I should be doing, from onboarding to on-page like optimization that, converts sales and whatnot,
Yeah.
to the technical on the site as well as the off-site stuff, building links and all that stuff. Whew, that was a rough afternoon of first draft, and then like the rest of the week continuing to add and tweak and so on. But what I've done is I've made a Trello board for my company for this stuff, these types of projects, and it was really cool in Trello. If you don't know, I'm becoming a power user of Trello all of a sudden. Is you can make template cards. So I made a template client card. Like let's say we have a client who's on Wix who wants SEO, or a client who's on WordPress who wants SEO, and I just have these templates, and I just click them and I say make new card from template, and boom, it just populates. Um, and so in that template, I have like in the description is like what's the contact information for this client, what's their platform, what are their goals, etc. So it's right there at the top, and then under it is this auto-populated checklist, which I showed you earlier this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty sweet, and that's all very well organized. So my plan at this point, I know we talked last week about like hiring a professional to look it over, but because I've gotten so much information from so many places,
Yeah.
I think I'm fairly confident that this is best practices. Um, and so I think I still want to hire a professional eventually, but I don't want to do it right now.
Yeah.
I want to. I'm going to take JBit's site through this process.
Cool.
Me and Magdalene are going to treat JBit as a client basically and go through this Trello board process.
Cool.
And work out the kinks.
Nice.
So I think that's going to be great, but it's also daunting because not only is like that's cool and that'll be beneficial for JBit in general to really boost the SEO and stuff. Because there's a lot on there that I don't think my contractor for SEO is currently doing on my website.
Interesting.
It's not like they did a lot at the beginning, a lot of setup stuff that I didn't recognize that now I recognize, so I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed some of it, but there's a good portion that I'm like, oh, I don't think they ever did anything like that. Like one key thing to do is to send out a press release. Just bullshit, just like launched new website.
Yeah.
But that press release, a lot of places will just copy and paste that press release and post it on their blogs and stuff with a link to your website, which is a quick and fast way to build links.
Yeah.
They never mentioned anything like that. So like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to see how well that like has an instant boost or whatever.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, where do you send those press releases to?
What I am going to do is I am going to buy a press release service for, I think, $80 or $90.
Okay.
And they're going to send it out to like 200 or 300 places.
Okay. Cool.
So I don't really know.
Okay, cool.
Is the answer. But I'm going to outsource that part.
Okay.
I'm going to try that once, see how it works.
Cool.
And let's see. So yeah, we're doing that. The other reason this is like crazy is Mags is already in BNI and she's already garnered 2 people's interests. We're setting up meetings next week.
Oh my god, dude! Talk about flying the plane when you're still attempting to take off.
That's what Mag said to me yesterday. She's like, we're building the plane as we take off and people want on board. And I was like, yeah, we don't have seats. We got to get some of them seats. Yeah, so we're going to try and get JBit's process to be just in front of any clients that we might get like as early as next week and kind of just be one step ahead of the game.
Damn.
So we'll see. We got one client who's got like a pretty big business, local business here, and I think we could help them out a lot. They have like 3 different websites for 3 different kind of things they do, and it's all kind of not very well communicated. So I think like we can revamp the website and make it convert better and say this is what we do.
Sweet.
Plus, they're interested in SEO. They've already been shopping around, and they love the idea that they have a fellow BNI member that will do it for them.
Yay!
So that could be a lock as long as we meet expectations about what they're expecting in terms of price and service.
Yeah.
And then another guy is a financial advisor who does not have a web presence at all at the moment. So build him up from the ground up.
These are 2 really interesting experiences, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This will be very good. This will be a lot of good training for us to go through the actual doing of it, And I think with both of them, because they're in her BNI, we're just going to cut them a sweetheart deal, and say like, look, whether we do a one-time thing or a ongoing thing. If it's an ongoing thing, we'll do it for like 6 months. We'll do sweetheart deal, because we really want to work with a BNI person. We really want to go after this hard and make this work for you, so that you are absolutely happy to give us a great testimonial in 6 months, because we need to collect some testimonials, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
wait, and then in we'll 6 months they can pay what they should be paying?
Normal price.
Okay, cool, yeah. cool.
Normal price. Yeah. So they get either if they're doing like a website build and that's it, we'll give them a deal on that. Or if they're doing like ongoing SEO, we'll give them a sweetheart deal for 6 months, and that'll hopefully help like sell it, but also give us like 6 months to prove, no, this is working.
Yeah.
And then by 6 months out, we go to normal pricing, and they'll be like, I'm glad. I'd be happy to trade. I'd be happy to pay $1,200 a month in exchange for the fact that you're bringing $10,000 a month into my business or something like that.
Yeah.
So we got meetings next week. Also, just props to Mags. Like, she's not only like killing it in BNI. BNI doesn't work for everybody. You have to have the right personality and really jump in. And
totally.
She's only been in 2 weeks and she's doing it, so that's awesome. As well as like we went over my websites after she did some like website aesthetic training and whatnot, and had really good ideas, and like she's just picking up training left and right and running with it. And she's already like so smart. Like we're talking about renewals for antivirus that I do in JBit, and she was like, do you want in these renewal emails to be like, do you want more than just antivirus because you have these other programs?
Yeah.
And I was like, duh, yeah, I absolutely should be doing that. Not just like, here, I can renew this for you, but like, I can renew this for you, but I can also renew this for you as part of this cool package.
Yeah.
Like, duh. And that was just her idea this morning. So I was like, this is great. This is fantastic. It's lovely to have another person who cares and is smart about such things.
Is she a galvanizer?
That's a good question. She didn't test that way.
Interesting.
But yeah, she's definitely got the tenacity. So she just does stuff.
Cool.
And she loves to learn. So it's whether it's training or whatever else.
Yeah.
What just happened?
My dog ate a fly, and she was very aggressive about it.
That's good. Okay, so update from last week. I'm more and more convinced that it would be very confusing marketing-wise to say JBit Tech does computer repair and digital marketing. So I think this is another business I'm starting, and it needs a name.
Yay!
So I did find out that the bank it's basically down to the bank and my city license, but sometimes not my city. It's basically down to the bank whether I can do doing business as and cash checks in another name.
Okay.
And the bank wants either the city license to reflect that or some legal mumbo jumbo paperwork from the LLC, which is like probably pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
And so I called the city first, and I called them last Friday after our conversation about this, and they have still not gotten back to me.
Sounds
But they
about
did send
right.
me an email yesterday that said like we forwarded this on to the planning department and they'll talk to you about it. And I'm like, great. Um, so so we'll see. But my CPA is on vacation this week, so if I haven't heard by the city from my next week, I'm gonna talk to him about just like, can you make up a legal mumbo jumbo thing? Time heard, and and maybe he can just do that, which means one way or another it should be fairly simple. I just need a name.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't need it today. We're at a time, but put that in your mind about what it could be, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's
And
circled on
then,
a piece
as
of
I
paper,
promised
so
last
it's
week, we're going to talk about funnels, and we're not because I'm out of time again. So so next week,
oh my god. Excellent.
kick that can down the road.
So since we're still talking to you, what are your
Yeah.
goals then based off of all of this information that you've garnered this week?
Oh, you with the questions. So my goals are to start the process of treating JBit like an SEO client. Um, so that'll probably be just the initial setup, which a lot of it's probably going to be done, but going through the checklist of like, is Google Analytics set up and connected
Mm-hmm.
to the website, and all that kind of stuff. So initial setup of JBit as a client is one. And then I can't make it a goal because it depends on other people. I'd love to get answers about doing business as, but I'm going to brainstorm names then. That's going to be my goal for
Cool.
next week.
I have the name of an awesome CPA that you may be able to ask that question to if that's helpful.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mine's on it. We talked about it, but then he went on vacation and he said, ask the bank what they need first and get back to me. So
Okay.
I think he's on it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll brainstorm names and set up JBit as a client to be ahead of the potential real clients I might have as early as next week.
Yeah.
Ah!
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 Ah, making
All right, what
money.
about you?
Ah!
More money, more problems.
Pretty sure it's more bitches, more problems, but sure.
I've never heard that, really?
I don't know.
I've only heard more money, more problems.
More money, more bitches, more problems.
Look, more boats, more problems, more.
Dude, one boat, huge fucking problem.
Huge fucking problem. So speaking of boats, is a boat at all involved in your goals next week or no?
Nay, although if the river continues to flood, we will probably have to Noah's Ark it,
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe potential boat.
Potential boat in the issue there. Yeah, no. My big goal is to finish the rest of like redoing my blog and like
Yeah, that's
SEOing
a
it
big
up.
goal. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that's it because next week we're leaving for a 10-day road trip / vacation. So
Ooh.
yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
We are traveling to Munich for the day, driving through Slovenia, or rather, we're driving to Munich for the day, stopping there I think overnight. Then we're gonna go to Salzburg in Austria for the day, and then drive to our 4-day location of Pula in Croatia for the beach. On the drive there, though, we're gonna stop in Slovenia, and there's a beautiful vista that I want David to see. It's still a surprise. But we're going to be in Croatia for 4 days, and then I get to see family that we haven't seen in 2 years. They just happen to be going to Italy, and we get to meet them in Genova, next to, I don't know what, I think it's on a lake, or I don't know, it's either a lake or a larger body of water, but we get to chill with them for 2 days before coming back home. So super exciting.
Next week on Casual Friday is chill on a lake or a larger body of water.
Next week I'll be coming at you guys from Croatia.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
All right.
With a shitty mic. Sorry about that.
Oh well, that's how it goes. I mean, I did not a casual Friday, but some podcast episode from an Airbnb in Arizona recently. So that sounded okay.
Yeah, it'll be great, guys.
Not the
It'll be
best,
better
not
than
the worst.
Luxembourg. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't be at a busy market.
Or drunk.
Or drunk.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say it, but you know. Okay, so your goals are to SEO the shit out of your blog and vacate.
Yeah, yes. Both of those.
Very good.
Both of those.
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
and I have to
Yeah.
drive the full 13 hours there because David just got eye surgery and cannot drive. Yay!
That's exciting.
Is it though?
Just take breaks. Take breaks, child.
Yep. It's going to be great.
Be safe about it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
All right, guys. That's a wrap on Casual Friday. If you have a question for us. Oh, wait. Hold on. What am I doing? You want your Anna Kendrick update?
We're not besties, Josh.
We're not besties. She hasn't gotten back to me. And Unstuckers, we need your help. Reach out to Anna Kendrick on our behalf. Hit her up on all social media.
Dude, we're going to get a cease and fucking desist.
Hey, if we do, that's a response. And a response is fine.
Is it?
Oh, man. That'd be hilarious, though. Cease and desist. Because we would cease and desist. But it'd be hilarious. Okay, that is a wrap on Casual Friday. If you have questions for us on Casual Friday, email us at unstuck.institute@gmail.com or hit us up at unstuck.institute on Instagram. If you haven't already, download our free PDF lifebook to keep the ball rolling on your own productivity. Get your lifebook today at www.unstuck.institute/lifebook. We'll see y'all next week. Be excellent to each other. Bye, Unstuckers.
Have an awesome fucking weekend.